Okay, and we're live from Scale 21X in Pasadena, California. Just a glow from putting on the summit here. It was a full house. You know that angst you feel? Hey, I'm gonna invite people to a birthday party, and that fear that no one will turn up. We would have been happy if maybe there were 30 to 50 people turning up. No, the room was full, and it's at one point it was standing room only, and it remained at a level of sort of 80, 90% full all the way through the day. And then afterwards, we had about 50 people coming with us to a networking mixer at a local venue. And we had a great time. We've got the agenda today is going to be pretty simple, but I'm going to hand you back to Matt to talk us through it.
And we are here in the same actual place. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Again, just can't thank everyone enough for all of your support out there, for helping us put this on yesterday, for coming out to support us today at Kwaai Day. Thank you so much. We've been having a great time out here, and we look forward to all of you joining us next time. I just want to show some pictures from the event, give people a little taste of it. Let's see. Lots of screens going on. So we kicked it off. Thank you again to Scale. We're out here at Scale on the expo. Things are still getting set up today. Expo floor opens at 2, I think, 2 o'clock. So come on out in the LA area. Come visit us. We'll be hanging out here at the booth. We'll see Norman. We'll see Andre. We'll see a lot of other Kwaai folk. So please come out and hang out with us. We've got, here's just some great pictures from the event here. Love this one of Balaji and Roman. Roman, thank you so much for both coming up from Honduras and your personal expression. Your moment was just amazing. So thank you for that as well, for sharing that with everyone. Really awesome presentations from everyone, and Brittany did a phenomenal job moderating our panels. So we'll pull together some more pictures. If you've taken any pictures, if you took any screenshots, please post those in the Kwaai Summit channel. We'd love to share those out as well. We did get the recording from the Zoom, so we're going to start processing all of that as well, and sharing out the videos from the session. It was packed house, as Riza said. This is Doc Searles giving his first welcome keynote. Actually didn't get a picture of the absolutely most packed that this thing got, but it was full. We had a capacity of 125. We probably topped out at 135, 140 people in the room trying to get in, and that's exactly what we want in this type of, for this type of event. This was just a fantastic venue, and thank you again from the Scale team for all of their help and support and sponsorship. Then we all went over to Kwaii at the Hotel Dina. I learned last night that was formerly the Sheraton until there was a tax situation, and it is now the Hotel Dina. It was awesome. Not as swanky as dall-e made it out to be, but we had just a really wonderful time. With another full house. Again, wasn't quite as full as it got, but we definitely really appreciated all of the effort that Debbie put in to helping coordinate this and getting this all set up for us. Thank you so much to Selena for just all of her help throughout the operational elements of the summit. She also ran over there, made sure people were feeling welcome. So we really appreciate her. Really appreciate you both for all of your help and support. Debbie, Toby, big shout out to you both as well for being all over the comments and LinkedIn and YouTube, and going from LinkedIn to YouTube and getting people from LinkedIn to another LinkedIn, and all of this can't be done without just the self-motivated support of all of you. And so I'm just so thankful for all of that, and all of these high-functioning people that Riza likes to say have come together. Thank you all. So that was the pictures. Rizo, anything you'd like to add? Actually, maybe Sam has just joined us in the booth as well. One of our there. I'd love to pass it to Sam.
Oh yeah, so it was a really good day. I was really impressed. I was as soon as I saw the email, I jumped on and booked a ticket to the conference and came down here. Really great to see people and some people, individual people coming off the kind of out of the main conference and getting really interested in what we're doing, and so I think we picked up a few. I've got to be careful to use the term disciple, I guess. What were the followers?
Volunteers.
Volunteers, let's say. So yeah, it was a very successful day. Really impressed. Good job.
Yeah, great. So, you know, the numbers speak for itself. We had a 10% instant bump in membership in volunteers that happened overnight. So really excited about that. And those people that haven't signed up probably will sign up after they, you know, they've maybe slept off their hangovers and so on. Because after the Kwaai lights, we then repaired to the yard house. Now, look, my normal bedtime is about 9 o'clock, and we got back to our hotels before midnight, but we're still high on the whole experience of yesterday. My LinkedIn messaging is blown up. Lots of people want to engage. You know, I've got a pat response to anyone that reaches out to me. Hey, why not sign up at Kwaai.ai and attend our weekly public meeting and find out how you can participate. So that I think is a small ask, and you know, encourage your friends to do the same. We're going to get better and better at this, and we're going to take the show on the road. We've already committed. It's our ambition to have a quarterly summit. So look, we had one in Q4. This is our Q1 summit. So 3 more this year. We need to probably go and visit our friends on the East Coast and you know, share the love there, not just keep it a West Coast thing. And so maybe Afshin, we come over and maybe the Broad hosts us, or maybe it's Hopkins, or maybe maybe I don't know, Maryland. I mean, we've all got some friends over there, so I'm going to ask that we start thinking about that. The other component of it, we're still mainly reaching out to developers to join us. That's why we're at the Linux conference, the SoCal Linux Expo scale. And our primary message is still to largely a developer crowd. And, yeah. And but it's attracting funders as well. The funders say, hey, you know, we want to start understanding your story better. Okay, we're not actively courting funders. However, we've started a funding committee, and we've started to figure out what would be the messaging to each of those funding groups. We've done the sort of classic persona analysis. And Carsten, come and join us over here. The classic persona analysis of who we're targeting and how to craft messages for them. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, but look, the conversation is growing, and we should be reasonably deliberate about how we structure that conversation. I want to thank all the participants. I want to thank Scale. You know, we did not. Scale didn't know us beforehand. And so it's a big act of faith for them to host us free of charge. Well, we did kind of overwhelm their call for papers. I think we submitted 12 submissions, and that was all, it came all from you guys, from the Kwaai community. And they were all AI related papers along a similar theme. And so then we had a conversation with Ilan and Bala. Turns out Ilan was a dorm buddy of Matt Small when they were at SD. Yeah. And so, hey, it's a small world. But anyway, it was a big act of faith for us to, where they said, why don't you just program our entire AI track? And can you get some, you know, heavy hitter speakers So we said, yeah, possibly. So we landed Doc Searles. They've been trying to get Doc for 20 years to come to the conference. And so then they said, wow, that's amazing. And then we landed Bruce Schneier. Okay, another massive heavy hitter. And not to play down, we've got our own Carsten here. And then Sam Johnston and Pankaj Kadir and so on. And so we're starting to create a noise. You're starting to create a noise. And I think we're going to get better and better at how we do this. Thanks so much to our to the radiophonic voice of Matt Smalls that you normally just hear on the Kwaai days, but it's here he is. You know,
Real.
He's just the sort of epic organizer. He can organize stuff. He's a showman. He's a presenter, and he's an organizer. And we're gonna take the show on the road, and we're gonna.
And we love you, Matt. We love you, Matt. We appreciate you, baby.
Thank you, gentlemen. It'll be good to hear you.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to Carsten, who's just walked up here. And see, Carsten, what are your impressions of the event?
Oh wow! So I'm first of all, I was really impressed with. I mean, I've run events over in that space, first time events, and trying to get people on a Thursday. Thursday can be a real challenge, right? As you saw, there wasn't like packed halls full of people around. We had that room packed from the very beginning. There were folks standing outside, and then after the break, every time that there were empty chairs, it was because people were outside in the hallway having hallway conversations, right? And then it just kept filling and flowing. And so that was just, for a first time run through, I haven't seen that kind of strength here. And the hall was really buzzing. It was really nice over there today. And I felt like yesterday, I mean, it felt like we really added to the conversation and the quality of it. And I do want to tap on the end of, you were praising Matt before, not to just load you on a little bit, but I just want to say that one of the reasons I'm here is the first meeting I came to, I saw Matt, maybe by nature and instinct, because of course, open practices are things we all do by nature, right? But just one of the best open run meetings in terms of welcoming people, making sure things are coming in, capturing all the bits and watching the pieces and so forth. So I think that's those kinds of elements, like when you see something represented the way you want to see it, when you see somebody who is like speaks for you so clearly, then it just makes it really easy to want to come join in. So, thank you. Yeah. Thank you both. That's really high praise and honor. Really appreciate that. It's an honor to be here with all of this and all of you, and vibrant communities of thinkers bring me joy, and this is joyous. So thank you all.
Okay, so is that the kumbaya part?
That's the kumbaya. I'd love to hear from members now. We're gonna do this, open mic style. I'd love for member voices to chime in, especially if you were there at on the stream listening in. We'd love to get your impressions of how things went, some feedback of what we can do better. Would anybody like to lead us off? Debbie, thank you again so much. I see you're on now. Renee, hello. We'd also, of course, love to hear from any new folks that have joined. Please use the hand raise to help me understand who would like to be called on. Anybody? Come on. All right, there's Norman. Hello.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I was at the event yesterday and I thought it was absolutely fantastic, particularly since this is only the second time that the organization has done this. But I thought the, variety of content that was there was like there was something for everyone in terms of interest, in terms of topics, and just feeling the energy in the room, I think was exciting. That, people are really engaged by the mission of Kwaai and see the work as being important work. And so I was totally blown away with the event, and glad I made the trip up from San Diego for it.
Thank you, Manu.
Thanks, Norman.
Who else? Love to hear. Oh, Suleiman, yes, we'd love to hear.
And there was another one in there as well.
Hey everyone, I'm Suleiman. I was invited. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was invited here by Toby today. Toby was my mentor many years ago, and he told me that I might be interested in what you guys are doing at Kwaai, and looked into it a little bit. I thought it's really cool, so I'm here, gonna keep joining and find ways to get involved. My background is in physics and just a lot of different things. I was an academic researcher for a while, up to assistant professor. Now I'm working in medical waveform data and learning about using AI in my work. And I really like the idea of personalized AI and taking this to the level that helps individuals. And so I'll be looking out for ways to get involved.
Suleiman, this is
Thank
Reza.
you, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Toby, for inviting Suleiman. Suleiman, your background's in physics. Did you watch the latter part of the conference yesterday on using fluid dynamics as the medium for a physics-inspired neural network? If not, watch the film, watch the replay, and love to talk to you more about that.
Okay, sure. I'll be sure to watch it. Yeah.
He wants to blow up the U.S. economy by taking a squared term out of the process and eliminating the NVIDIA. So
we're getting visions of a $7 trillion landfill.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Suleiman. Welcome. Looking forward to having you on these calls. Debbie, yes. Debbie, hello.
Hi, guys. Well, first, I want to thank, yesterday I had two co-pilots, Afshin and Toby. So I want to thank both of them who really just, played a good, a role in helping me out in the live stream. So thank you both. But I just want to say, as someone who is not part of the tech industry and is slowly emerging in, I was so impressed with all the keynote speakers. And I felt that sometimes it wasn't even enough, like the time that they were allotted. And it would be so incredible to have them all just have individual seminars, webinars, because the subjects they talk about are so important to what not only Kwaai is doing, but how many people would benefit from this knowledge. I mean, we know that knowledge is power, but just from yesterday alone, I learned so much. But it's not just about learning, it's just everything, all this information that we need. So these are my 2 cents. And great job, everybody. I thought it was a wonderful summit.
Thank you, Debbie. That's a really good point about, you're right, in the tech industry, we tend to give our keynote speakers more well-known, like these 10-minute slots, and don't really, it's like, oh, we're so used to hearing from you, we don't have to hear the long form. And you've just pointed out so many reasons why we need to hear those long forms. Thank you.
So what we'll do is we'll create maybe teaser clips out of the material, but maybe get each of the speakers to actually record a long form version of their presentations. And I think that could be webinar type of material, but pre-recorded material people can go and visit. It's part of educating. It's taking the industry back to school, and that's part of our mission. Okay.
I love that part of the mission. That sounds awesome. Take the industry back to school. Who else would like to volunteer, please? Kai, hello. I see you've joined. Any thoughts from you from the summit, please?
Good morning. It has been difficult. I'm still preparing my slide for my talk at 11:15. But yeah, I had a good time. The vibe was great yesterday. We can see how Kwaai, grow. And I think with this event, it's going to be another start. So anyway, maybe see some of you at 11:15, Ballroom F for another talk, but appreciate all the interaction I had yesterday. Fantastic.
Awesome. Say the time and place one more time, Kai.
11:15 in the Ballroom F.
Beautiful. We'll be there to support you. Thank you so much, Kai. Your talk yesterday was really inspiring. and thank you for your engaging the audience as you did. I'd love to hear from more folks. If you have thoughts, feedback, I see some new names, and I might start calling on you if I don't see your virtual hand raised. Michael, I see you there. You were in the audience. Any thoughts? We can't hear you if you're speaking. Did anybody catch the live stream?
Yeah, I was
okay.
there. You mean the LinkedIn or YouTube? Do you mean LinkedIn or YouTube or both?
Yeah, either way. We were doing both. Just curious, any feedback you had. We suffered some technical difficulties, unfortunately, during your introduction there. But any thoughts just from a viewer perspective from the outside, not the Zoom, but the YouTube and the LinkedIn stream?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. Yeah, it was good. I mean, after the technical difficulties, I think it was so. Other, you know, but that was just the first growing pain. So I think next time all that stuff will be ironed out pretty nicely. So I thought it was a good. Although LinkedIn cut out in the middle, so that's another technical difficulty. But you had the backup YouTube going, so that was good too. So yeah, overall it was good. It was smooth. I mean, so one thing was make sure people are on the mic when they're doing these live streams. I know sometimes people walked away, but I think that eventually got ironed out. And then maybe another suggestion is make sure that the mics are passed around to the audience for questions. Most of the time it was okay, but sometimes it wasn't. So, but other than that, it was good.
Great, thank you, Afshin. Appreciate that. Yeah, we.
I think there's lots of things we can learn from how to do it better next time in facilities like this, especially large venues where the PA system, you have to basically plug into their PA system. You get quirkiness happening that you can't control. And so one of the things that we've learned is we really should have one laptop connected to the PA system that gets configured once. Because unplugging, having people plug in their laptop, you think, oh, it's just HDMI. No, this particular PA system required a particular resolution and frame rate and frequency, and people coming along with their own laptops, it just went haywire. And some, there was one point where the video is scrolling and horrible. So we're going to do it better next time. We're going to have people drop their presentations into a Google folder, and hey, we'll present. But these are the things we learn. Okay.
Yeah, we can get the guys answering, the girls answering, to repeat the question or work the question into their answer as well, so we can avoid some of those problems.
Yeah, well,
and basic microphone 101.
Like this.
Yeah, into it. Microphone 101. The sensor is at the bottom of this cylinder. Okay, so you need to speak into it. It's not an ice cream cone. You're not.
Don't lick my mic.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not a baton that you wave from, because your voice will go away. And so you have to, but hey, that's something we could just teach the speakers to do. But look, we're looking, and it was the energy in the room was, something that maybe you couldn't capture just purely on the microphone, but you had to be there.
Yeah, Eunice.
So you didn't have to ask this time, Matt. Good morning, everyone. And my feedback on that, I think those hiccups make Kwaai more credible. It shows that it's a startup. We're trying to figure out how to do this. I think overall it was a fantastic meeting. The talks were very insightful. The energy was very positive. Got feedback from remote countries. People were able to watch parts of it through LinkedIn. People were impressed, and really it was a success.
Thank you, Eunice, and let this be a lesson to you that you should always volunteer, or I'll volunteer you.
Lesson learned, Matt. Lesson learned.
Wonderful. I'd love to hear from some of the new names. Jacob, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, sure. I'm mathematician by training, but during my master's, I switched gears into biology, and since then I'm working in molecular biology, computational biology. I did my PhD in Poland, but my postdoc at MGH, Mass General Hospital, and Harvard Medical School. And now I have my own group at Medical University in Poland, where we work with various types of data. And one of many projects is with Afshin, who actually introduced me to this community and the idea. And well, I think it's great to be here, and I hope I can be useful and be a part of it. Thanks.
Thank you, Jacob. Welcome. Really appreciate you being here, and I know Afshin will appreciate your research support in these areas as well as Kwaai. Definitely join us in the AI fundamentals and the AI and life sciences work groups in Slack. We'd love to connect with you there too.
Sure.
Michael, you were next on my list. I want to give you some time to give some feedback if your mic is working.
I guess this is a good experiment to see if it is working. Is it working?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Feedback. I think overall, I liked all the presentation. I certainly liked Kwai's presentation because to me, what he was pointing to was the foundations of a real operating system. Is an operating system for life. And is there a way to migrate that into developing an quote unquote operating system that does not run on top of Linux or anything else, but can it be its own operating system that can run on its own device? And then the personal AI assistants would then run on top of that operating system. So that's my feedback.
Hi, would you like to chime in on that? Maybe we lost him. He's got his presentation coming up, so he's probably thinking about that. Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate that. Renee, would you like to say hello? Serge, we haven't heard from you in a little while. Any thoughts?
I have nothing to ask at the moment, actually. I'm sorry, guys. No, nothing at all. I was actually more focused on literally on the website and sort of like still trying to figure out. Actually, what would be great, Matt, is to ask people. I mean, this is going to be a bit of an odd problem, is that ask people what they understand of Kwaai just as they arrive, because that's, I think, the thing I'm trying to crack with is, what do people perceive of Kwaai before they come to a meeting and everything else, right? I mean, the first thing. And the one thing I've found up to now is that people look at the website and go like, I don't get what you're doing still. It's like, okay, we're working on an open source personal AI agent. So that's what I'm working on. So if people have got communication ideas about very simply and without extra cruft, putting in like, just describing within like 30 seconds to somebody what Kwaai are doing and not doing, fire me messages or fire me ideas on Slack. I'd be very grateful.
Thank you, Serge. Appreciate that, and thank you for aligning with the marketing work group on all of this. Marketing work groups meeting on Tuesdays. Blanking on the time right now, but if you're interested in that, please join us in the Kwaai Marketing channel. Yeah, 10 a.m. Thank you. 10 a.m. Pacific. Please join us in the Kwaai Marketing Slack channel and get involved in some of that. Ian, I saw you popped in. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. Would you like to say hello to?
Hey everybody. Sorry, I'm sorry I've been away so much. I've just been really, we have a launch coming up on a product, and I'm in fact I'm going back to Vietnam tomorrow, so I've been not as available as I would like, and I'd love to get a peek at where things are at. I don't. I'll jump in at the beginning of the hackathon call, and I'm sure that I'll get more out of that. But so I'm excited that there's been a bunch of progress. I'm not as aware. Oh, good to see Serge. Yeah, I wasn't aware that I'm not fully aware of where we're at. I know that a bunch of stuff got done, so I'm excited to see what all's happened while I've been gone. But I still care about you guys. Have just been buried under other work. So
we love you too, Ian, and we're happy you're back. And no worries. Like, this is kind of part of the whole thing. We all have day jobs, and we're all in and out. And sometimes you got to go to Vietnam, and safe travels. I appreciate that that you're back here right now. And two things
it's
on
lovely,
that.
highly recommended.
Yeah, nice. I love the food.
Yeah, the food's
highly. So two things on that. One, we'll get the videos posted, especially with the summit content coming out of this. We've got the recording. We need to chunk it off. We're really actually going to try to make a show of this, make a lot of mini shows of this as well. So take the content, kind of chunk some of it up. Be a very good get up to speed quickly on Kwaai, on what the latest in Kwaai is. And then also, we're actually demoing this today at the booth. We've got, you want to show that, show the tablet off there, Riza? We've got a Kwaai bot that we're demonstrating that is basically retrieval augmented on a lot of our transcripts and meetings that we've had.
Oh, nice.
So we've got a cool opportunity to test that in practice. You could let us know how that experience was. Is that up?
It is, but we are not we're not making it publicly available because what we will do. So I'm going to share my screen and give you a little demo. So bear with me a second while I. Somehow you need to make me post it. Thanks. Bear with me a second. Share now. I'm going to share it as a window. I'm going to share this one. Okay, you all seeing her? Yeah, she looks a bit orangey, like she's been on Donald Trump's sunbed, with the goggles. Right. Who are you?
Coming. No, I'm not. It's not coming out of here yet. All right, now we're on new microphone fun.
Okay, let's
try that.
So you've got speaker there. That's right. What is your mission? So I'm not sure. Are you seeing that?
We're seeing it, but we don't hear it. Yeah.
Reza, if you share the tab, you should get the audio. If you share a window, usually it doesn't. So when you share the tab.
Did you get that, Reza?
Yeah. It is shared as a window.
Yeah, share as a tab. It'll automatically share the audio too.
Okay, let me do that.
Moving out of range. Got to come through his.
So that's your Lumi, Mark. You wanted Lumi. Yeah, much better. Hopefully this shares the audio from the browser.
Kwaai is a registered 500 wonk-free nonprofit corporation that focuses on democratizing artificial intelligence by building a personal AI. It is a volunteer-based, open-source AI research and development lab that centers its efforts around personal control, self-sovereign identity, transparency, and openness. Kwaai develops tools akin to a Linux for personal AI, researches fundamentals focusing on model accuracy and efficiency, and advocates for policy changes that support personal data and AI ownership. Afshin Beheshti is the president and co-founder of Kwaai Labs. He is passionate about inspiring the scientific community to take global action and has worked in various important research institutions seeking treatments and cures for cancer, as well as leading an international research response to COVID-19 and defining the field of space biology. Afshin founded Kwaai with the goal of ensuring that careful research, open education, human rights, and the public good are at the forefront of their mission.
She forgot to say I was good looking, but no, just kidding.
Goals of the policy work group are to organize around 3 key areas related to AI policy. These goals are: 1. To draft employment contract terms that anticipate AI, focusing on how personal AI will be handled when individuals transition to new jobs. 2. To create a draft of a consumer-friendly AI certification for the Scale Conference. 3. To promote discussion and collaboration around AI policy through the Policy Slack channel. The fluidic model is an approach to modeling neural networks inspired by fluid dynamics. In this model, the connections between nodes in a neural network are represented as fluid flow, with each node acting as a source or sink for fluid. This fluidic representation allows for a more intuitive understanding of how
Yeah. Put the volume back up.
Hey, okay. So what is this illustrating? Are we hearing me? So this is an illustration of our vision of personal AI. It's a regular large language model. There's a chat, open chat layer to it. But what's important is that there's a RAG module. All of the information that this bot is drawing from is information that we put in about Kwaai. So there are about 30 or so transcripts of our public meetings. There's some of the white paper material and some of the material scraped from the website. And this goes into creating maybe an automated about page. This is an illustration. We've also created a different instance of this, and I'm going to quickly just share that one. And so here we go, where we've trained it on a different corpus of material. So this is a virtual TA that Ruth demoed. Let's ask her some questions. Which authors are we covering? Okay.
We are covering various authors in the context of English literature, which includes both British and non-British authors. Some authors mentioned in the lectures include Charles Dickens and Oscar Wilde. However, the lectures also discuss a broader range of authors, particularly those from the modernist period during and after the First World War, known as war poets.
Stop sharing. Okay. So this illustrates two different examples of personal AI. Not very personal because they are addressed. We're exposing it to external people to query it. It's trained on a corpus of information, a knowledge base. In the one case, faq.kwaai.ai is trained on the frequently asked questions about Kwaai. The edu.kwaai.ai is trained specifically on Professor Ruth Rasool's core curriculum. So it acts as a virtual TA, a virtual teacher's assistant, so that when 11th hour calls come in. So these weren't intended to be products, but they were intended to be illustrations, proofs of concept of how you can create personal AI where you've got the body of intellectual property or knowledge that you can encapsulate into a secure store and allow a large language model to query it and come back with something which allows you to have a conversation with a corpus of data. And so that's what we are illustrating. It'd be great to get people's feedback on that. Yeah, Carsten, you just saw it live. What did you see there?
Well, I guess what's been most impressive to me was not, I mean, it wasn't the graphical representation or anything else like that, right? Of course, but was how was the quality. I guess was the generation, the general believability and I mean, so this is both. It cuts both ways, right? Because I remember that in a presentation yesterday, Ruth was talking about, or Professor Rasool, depending on which student I am, was talking about how she would have said, instead of saying yes and it's no but, kind of these dynamics, and so it was really showing me some of where the gaps are that we want to find a way for humans to be able to get in and to twist, because because yeah, like I said, like what they struck me was you hear it through and it's okay, that seems very reasonable, that sounds like a straight from the syllabus, you're ready to trust it and go forth and so forth. In that that kind of trust can create some risk for all of us, and we want to find a way to feel like there's a way to be, as an end user, as a person, if I'm an educator, I want to be able to kind of easily go on and tweak those things and not have to be down inside and messing with some kind of markup language and trying to do this. Obviously that's where we are right now, but the user experience, user interface, that was one of the big points from yesterday.
Yeah. So we wanted to make it really simple. In fact, Ruth is not technically savvy. She got to the point where she was just dropping files into a Google folder. And yeah, we need to automate it a bit more beyond that. The initial upload of content, she had to export a database from Canvas. Canvas is this proprietary education platform used by most colleges. I think Canvas and Blackboard basically own the US market for educational platforms. Blackboard is probably popular in K through 12. Canvas is popular in colleges and universities. It is really difficult to get the information. It says, am I talking? The mic is off.
Not here.
I'm coming over.
We can hear you.
No,
We
no.
can hear you.
Okay, great. So it was really difficult to get the data out of Canvas. In fact, they exported in their own proprietary format. Balaji found an online GitHub repo that was able to decode that database, and so that seeded it. And then we got to the point where Ruth was just dropping PDFs and all sorts of documents into the Google folder, and Balaji was taking it from there. We want to automate that and make it really simple. It's actually great to seed this at colleges and universities in academia. And so Bruce Schneier said, hey, I'd like to give you all of the text of all of my textbooks that I've written. So can you create me a bot for that? And Balaji, within a few hours, did that. Okay. So we sent Bruce a video of it. We haven't sent him the bot yet. But hey, well, for one reason, to host that bot costs maybe about $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Okay, so that's kind of pricey. So if we're hoping for every person to have such a thing, then that's going to be impractical. So it's a proof of concept. It illustrates where we want to go. We need to work on that to make it actually runnable locally, runnable on your phone. So there's a bunch of technical hurdles to overcome, but we can do it. I think it's doable. For one, Moore's law is on our side, but that's not going to cut it. We need to be more savvy about how we apportion the processing, move some of the processing client side, do what you need to do in the cloud, and go from there. But that's the challenge. You know, we basically illustrated a vision of what personal AI could be. You could, one, as Balaji says, you're able to have a conversation with your own data. That's great. You're then able to expose and grant and revoke entitlements to third parties who want to have a conversation with your data. And so for a professor, that's great. You know, you can grant for your current class, and then at the end of the class, you revoke that. And you can change that material. You've got to make it super simple to be able to change that material by just either dropping documents into folders or having some other automation. So great, we got some questions in. Hands are raised. Afshin, your hand's raised. Why don't you go first?
Sure. Yeah, I just have a suggestion here because when you're talking, this kind of sparked some thoughts in my mind for this university aspect. You know, there's universities do have license. I'm sure Ruth knows this. You know this. Like, you know, you could. It's $1,200. Yeah, it's expensive, but for a university, since they have all these indirect costs from grants that people apply for, some universities are pretty rich, right? They have the admin costs. So all you have to do is say you pay this maintenance cost, and then you could have their system integrated, right? And then I think universities would love that idea, as long as you don't charge too much that you're making a crap load of money off them. Maintenance, you know, and say this is it, you know. But of course, you have to make enough money to pay people. But after that, you know, I think universities would pay for that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're absolutely right. And it'd be great even for the Bruce Schneier bot to be hosted by Harvard. Well, that'll be a fantastic, especially if, you know, we get the props for it. It's a way of getting people to join. So I'm feeling very good about it as a marketing message, but it illustrates where we want to go. At the moment, it's running on our dime. We got no freebies from AWS or any of the hyperscalers. In fact, they didn't even want to allow us to light up a GPU instance for several days. In fact, I just got a message last night saying, okay, we've granted it to you. So then what we had to do is basically run it on our own dime. I want to thank Michael Larson for donating the beast to us. That helped us through the development cycle of this, the sort of late development and integration part of it. And then a few days ago, I want to thank Darren Warner and Shad for working tired hours to light up the instances in AWS. So that's what's running at the moment. Look, you can see what the URL is. You saw me type it in. You might want to tinker with it a bit, but don't go crazy on it. We're going to be taking it down in a while. I think we've got some technical architectural things to do, or we actually have the avatar be our about page, so people can actually engage with it. But imagine how engaging that is. Okay, thoughts?
What was one quick follow up? I'm going to say universities actually, you could pitch it to a university where they say they'll host it on their own servers, so you don't have to pay for nothing. They'll just have to give us money to help them, host the bot itself. But the universities all have servers, like Harvard. So I mean, that's the market we tap, and they'll love it, I think.
Right. Okay.
Love that. I see Brittany joined. I see Mark joined. We still haven't heard from everyone here that's new. If you're new and you haven't introduced yourself, we'd love to meet you. I'd love to hear from Mark and Brittany, who were here yesterday. Brittany, I don't know if you're in a drivable spot right now or in a talkable spot right now. I know you were looking at driving. Mark, Brittany.
I'm courteously waiting for Brittany. Hi guys. Hey, if anybody's on the line yet, hadn't gotten to scale to go see these guys in person, please go do it. Like today, tomorrow, or however long you can. If you can do it, get there. Get on the bike now. Ride there. Drive there. Like get there. Look, Riza and is sitting right there. This guy says, look right behind him. Look over his shoulder. That guy is magic behind Riza's shoulder. Look at that guy right there. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, no, not that guy. That guy. You guys are really good. Thank you for letting me join and be along for the ride. I hope more and more people sign up here. Riza, I really appreciate you and the fundamentals chain. I didn't understand the importance of that until yesterday. To have the making sure that I understand we can build an amazing system, but we don't want to build it so amazing that we cannot, that the legs under which that are supporting us cannot hold up its own weight. This is a mass, wildly expensive venture that is more important than anything we've ever done. Wildly expensive venture and is more important than we've ever done. Humanity needs to bear the burden of this, but humanity will be the primary beneficiary. That's what I understood and learned from you all yesterday. I can't lean in any further without banging my head on the monitor. That's how much I want to be a part of this. And I thank you for all of your contributions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carson had a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. And what I wanted to add on top of just to back about the learning management systems, the LMS at universities, and the problems of getting data in and out. This is to note this is an opportunity for us to work with open source LMSs, which are increasing in popularity around the world. And so I've got some thoughts on that when we can come back on for sure.
Great. Who's next?
And Mark, just shout out to you. Really appreciated your dynamism and vigor on the panel. It's way better live than it is on Zoom, and it's great on Google Meet.
Okay, great. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Thank you, Matt.
Brittany, if you're in a spot to talk, we'd love to hear. Oh, Myra, hello, welcome. I see a new name, Mohammed. We have a few minutes left for a few more spots, especially if you haven't introduced yourself to the group. We'd love to meet you. Renee, if you'd like to introduce yourself. Myra, would you? Oh, hey, thank you, Renee. Please.
Hi from Cape Town. I'm a lawyer. I specialize in tech, and I'm always fascinated about the potential legal implications that AI could have in terms of privacy, copyright. So it's been very, very interesting watching the presentations since last night my time.
And where are you dialing in from, Renee?
Cape Town, South Africa.
Awesome. Very Kwaai.
My homie, yeah, very Kwaai. Okay, and did Leanne Webster invite you?
Yes.
Or how did you hear about it? Yes, great.
Yes, Leanne, yeah.
I thought Leanne would be on the call today, but and she messaged me last night saying she would be on the call, but as you know, you snooze, you lose. So thank you, Renee, and I owe your Facebook invite. Look, I'm very private on Facebook, and I hardly go there. So LinkedIn is the way to communicate with me, or now you remember Slack is the way we're gonna hang. Okay, thanks.
Cool.
Who's next?
Thanks.
Well, welcome, Renee. Thank you. Great to have you here.
Thank
Would
you.
anybody else like to introduce themselves? I think there was one more new name. It's getting hard to make sure I see all.
I want to jump in quick and say maybe the last Kwaai Summit this year should be in Cape Town. My 2 cents.
Okay, let's do that.
The EMEA chapter.
Yeah.
That's the A.
If we're funded.
Wonderful. And yes, Renee, that's a good thing to add. We do have an EMEA chapter forming. Christian Randieri and the team are putting that together. There's a special Slack channel, EMEA, what is it? EMEA something.
Yeah.
Type EMEA, you'll find it. And please join us in there. We'd love to connect with you. This is where we're trying to, create some asynchronous community. We've talked a lot, actually. I've talked a lot with Karsten and others here at Scale just about, how we can build better digital communities, and we've got some great ideas there too.
Awesome.
We're about at time. Would love, Mohammed, you haven't introduced yourself. I see one more new name here. If you'd like to say hello.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening as well. I'm Mohammed Zubair Ahmad. I'm a new member here. I have a software engineer for 7 to 8 years now. I find I'm a very enthusiastic about artificial intelligence and how it impacts our day-to-day activities and socio-economic things. So I'm very happy to be here with you, and I'll be looking forward to learn and contribute to you very much.
Okay, so let me wrap. Thank you very much. This is a fantastic Kwaai day. You can tell we're a bit delirious from our summit yesterday. The booth, the expo is going to open at 2 o'clock, so you can see around us, everyone's still setting up their booths. It's 11 a.m. local time here, so we've got some time. We're probably going to catch some of the other talks. I know Kai Pham's talk kicks off in 15 minutes, so we'll probably head over there. Thank you all for your contribution. Look, you're on the ground floor of a movement. We've lit a touch paper. The rocket is taking off. Okay. Get your friends, your family, your colleagues to come and join, and you're able to articulate why or Kwaai. What is your Kwaai? Look, if you're not joining, then you're snoozing and you're sleepwalking through a pivotal time in the industry and in society, and you need to get on board so that you can make a difference and steer this ship. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Bye all. Bye all. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good summit.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See y'all. Bye. Congrats.